Well, okay, guys, welcome back. So I went in, I did meditation, I put on all this nice, pretty music. I burned some incense today, did a candle, and basically, for God of Communication, Odin basically did not leave in half. What happened is, and one of you got it right away. Loki was trying to say, "Oh, he went off. He's doing Odin stuff." What I got for my aspect of Odin is, oh my gosh, honey, I'm so sorry. Like, this is all just imagery, okay? But it's kind of like off meditating in a gathering of other Odins. I don't know if it's all intergalactic Odins. I don't know if it's all these different facets or aspects. I don't know. It's all Odin, but they can have countless aspects. But Odin's dressed in every color of the rainbow, and there's like the tie-dye one I've seen showing up, and like, oh honey, look at this. And then like I was meditating with some of the Odins at one point, and they're like, we're off here, we're so sorry. Did you think we were mad? Oh my gosh, no. And it's like, he's so excited. He has to go do this thing. He has to kind of like, for lack of a better word, he has to go recalibrate. All these Odins are parts of him, or whatever this is that he was trying to show me. Like, Odin's every color of the rainbow. Like, I have these little dots that you guys can't see, but like one's a bright pure yellow, and then there's like blue in that, and like all these beautiful bright vivid colors. Like one would be wearing bright yellow, and I wish I could like give you the mental picture, and one would be wearing blue, and there'd be ones in red, and there'd be ones like all these rich, deep true colors, and every color of the rainbow. And the ones sitting around me, the three sitting around me, I think they were wearing the colors that I associate with Placenta to get a point across. But it's also colors Odin's been seen in before. Of black here was, I think it was, black was one place, white was another place, deep red was another place. Kind of like all this old stuff, all this old stuff is going. A lot of people, it might still be true. But since you've put up with all my insanity, this is open to you, and it's open to anyone, by the way. Anyone that's worked with Odin. He's like, I have to go off though. I'm going to be on the spiritual retreat. Oh honey, I'm so sorry. I love you so much. I'm gonna be on the spiritual retreat, but and then like trying to give like all these other gods like instructions, like make sure she eats her vegetables, and I'm like, vegetarian, kind of have to. And there's not much of a way around that. Make sure she's getting enough, eating enough, and she doesn't exercise too much, and she does exercise, and like all this. Oh my gosh, just protect her, keep her away from the stuff she can't do anymore. Like, I can't watch. Oh my gosh, I used to watch up to a couple years ago. I used to watch all these scary stories. I have a list of over 360 some, or it was, horror movies. And I went through that last night, and I was like, I couldn't even watch like a couple seconds of a lot of them. And besides, my favorite two horror movies of all time are gone. The one where Satan runs around, I'm not kidding you, with a blanket on his head, that one's gone. It's been posted to YouTube by the creator and then taken down and then posted, and then so it's gone again. And like all this other stuff. So I'm like, I can listen through these stories a little bit at a time, but he was like, no, if you even want to, just get rid of that or leave it there. But if you feel like you should get rid of it, get rid of it. It's okay. You don't have to do this anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, if this doesn't appeal to you anymore, don't do it. And I'd even gotten a free game the other day on Steam, and I didn't mention to you guys. And I was like, okay, is this a sign? Is this like a sign from the universe? And it looked like Red Dead Redemption Light or something. And I'm like, I don't even know what this game's about. It looks violent, but we're not doing that anymore. But is this a sign? He's like, you don't even have to play that game. And um, it's intense. So he is off being Odin in an Odin retreat. Are these Odin multiverse Odins, if you believe in such a thing? Are these different aspects? Are these Odins from different times and places? I don't know, but it's not where they really are. But I was getting an image of a vast like mountain range and on a mountaintop, and like they're all gonna meditate. because he has been loving, because we haven't told you half the stuff we've been doing. I've been like meditating like crazy, and not too much, but like, woo, this is pretty good. I'm liking doing this anymore. And he's been meditating more and more and more with me, and I think it flipped a switch. And we that's why we weren't communicating, because he was like halfway here, halfway over there, and he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I did what? Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And so he's off there, and he's like, "Keep her watching the animals, and oh my, all the good stuff, all the good stuff." So he doesn't come back and like find me like watching, like whatever, like the worst possible stuff for me, not for anyone else, for me, and like doing whatever, and they're all like, "It's okay." And I looked at Asmodeus and I said, "Are you all right?" Because Asmodeus is, we're all, he was here. We did the meditation thing, and he was like showing me like different other images too, like, "Oh, these scary games, you don't ever have to play these anymore. These aren't even good for you right now. Some people they might be good, some people they might be healing. So this isn't a one size fits all thing." I go, "Yeah." And he's like, "You don't have to do that." And the mail came, and he's like, "Uh-huh, my gift's for you." "Okay, sweetheart, I have to go. I really, really have to go, okay? The guys are waiting for me." I'm like, "Okay, go. Have fun. Love you." And he's poof, gone. We had ordered, this is silly, we had ordered Little Debbie snacks, and thankfully they're vegetarian, and we had ordered them like over a month, well, at least a couple weeks ago. And they were like, "Oh, we'll send them to you like December 2nd. Yeah, we order them sometime in November. And I was like, "I can't order these. These are so bad for me." But we got Little Debbie's in the mail, and they were like only like two something a box on Amazon, which I'm like, well, I don't know if that's more expensive or less than walking up the hill, but at the time I was like in no shape to walk up the hill, so I'm like, I'll get two. I'll get two. If they were even that, they could have. No, it was like two something for two boxes. It was like outrageously cheap. Anyhow, we ordered them, and then they're telling us, "Oh, it's going to take over a month, and then it could take 2 to 4 months." And I'm like, well, I'll keep the order, because they were making it sound like they come in May. Those arrived today, and I'd ordered I was like, I don't know why, I stumbled across this butterfly wind chime, super cheap, super discounted. I was like, I'm getting that because part of my promise to have a wind chime. So it was his gifts to me, apparently. So we're told to go ahead, open those, enjoy them, and he's off doing good and stuff. Part might come back and be like, "Oh, I can't just, totally leave you on your own." But look, he's competent to take care of me. I go, "Yeah, I am." And, a little tiny bit like, eh. But it was just so much Odin. It was just so much Odin. Of course, the other gods, whether you believe you're all one or you believe they trail after you, whatever, like, you're going into meditation with him now. Um, they were like, because usually gods, for our sake, they give us what little teeny tiny portion of themselves we can handle. And this was like Odin becoming more and more and more, to the point where it was a good thing we were in meditation. I might have disincorporated if he had done it in the here and now. I got, yep. And, I think it reminded the others, like, yeah, he's a god like them, and they can all do this, but it was like, wow, there's an awful lot of his energy, and it feels like a brand new energy. Some people say they go in cycles, whether this is part of a cycle, but if I partially agree with that, but I think they cycle and spiral upwards as we do as a species. At one time we would have ate each other, and we would have, loved absolutely anything. We wouldn't have cared. And as time has progressed over hundreds of thousands of years, humans have become a tiny bit more civilized. We frown upon eating each other now. It's like, yeah. And we're making strides now about, how do we feel about everything else too. So we are evolving a little bit ourselves. And it was super cool. It was super cool. 1 second, guys. Incense doesn't always agree with me. Terribly sorry. 1 second. Sorry about that, but you guys know I have allergies, and sometimes you light it and you're fine, and sometimes it's like at 2. So, that's really good. So he ran off. I thought he like just like stomped off, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry." And look, he's just kind of like, "How?" He doesn't know what to do. I said, "Has he done this before?" A little. Um, it's just it might have always actually been there, but you know, there's the other my other theory is that we humans are just finally evolving enough to see this. That it's always actually been there, but we're evolving us. We're evolving enough to see this. We're evolving enough to enter this quote unquote new age, you know, to see the gods as something more than, you know, running around and hitting each other in the head and dragging each other into caves or whatever else we say they do. And I go, yeah. So it's interesting. It's interesting. So, you know, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. I know that wasn't much of a video, but I'm like, I have to get that on tape or nobody's gonna believe me and I have to do it fresh. So if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye.